嘉宾、各位同学、各位老师，第一句话是欢迎。And now it's in English. Whenever we have a situation like this, I try to be very short. So I give you welcome. I'm going to give you a 1,000,000-word introduction of the center. That's very long, right? But it's just a short video. And I have been showing the VC our president around. He's so busy. And I promise, 沈校长, you're going to have a very quiet time enjoying and you don't need to talk a lot. 各位來賓、各位同學、各位老師，今日咧最好嘅演講咧，但係最短嗰隻，所以咧我唔講啦，歡迎大家嚟，好好欣賞，right？ 好好欣賞，謝謝各位。
大家晚上好。First of all, I must tell you how happy I am to be here to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Yale-China Chinese Language Center. And you are exactly the same age as the Chinese University. And in Chinese, we say that when you are 50, you know what is the mission from heaven. So now we should know what we should do in the years to come. Actually, about 5 months ago, when I met a group of international students in a dinner, I promised them that if they live and learn in the Chinese university for a few months, they will be fluent in both Putonghua, Guangdonghua, and English. And here, when I see so many students and teachers here, I'm sure this promise will not fall unfulfilled, because I can see Japanese students, Spanish students, English American students. They all just talk to me in very fluent Putonghua and Guangdonghua. I'd like to first of all ask you to join me to welcome Mrs. Jennie Ling, which is over there. And Dr. Whitehead. They both just arrived today, and Mrs. Ling was one of the founders of this center 50 years ago. In January 25th, 1980, my predecessor, Professor Ma Lin, the then Vice Chancellor of this university, said, "Language is the most important medium of communication, promoting cultural exchange, better understanding, and goodwill among mankind." And he said, in this university, we have a global village, and the global village is housed in the Fengxu building. And this is the Chinese Language Center. And I cannot agree with him more that this is indeed the place that brings all cultures, all ethnic groups together. In the past few years, I have the opportunity to visit the Consul General's office of United Kingdom, of Australia, of France, and I found so many students of this center is actually now working in all these important offices. And you have seen from the video just now that the ex-Prime Minister of Australia, what is his name? Lockhartman, yes, he was also a student of this center. 在这里呢，首先感谢Yale-China 在过去50年在中文大学所做的一切很多非常重要的工作。中文大学这个 Language Center 已经成为香港以至于世界各地一个非常重要的一个语言学习的一个地方。刚才我看见很多这个 video， 原来在你们 center 里面学习的不是坐在班房里面，而是他们跳舞的，他们吃东西的，他们做表演魔术的，还有其他很多的活动。所以呢，我祝愿这个 center 在往后的50年、100年、150年，继续的在这里训练更多的不同来自不同国家、不同民族的人在这里学习中文。谢谢大家。Thank you。
多謝沈校長，請沈校長落座。以下我哋有請所長吳偉平博士、研習所創辦人林麥賢慧女士同沈校長一齊主持揭頂儀式。
一齊揸嚟，好嚟，一齊揸住把刀，係啊，一齊揸住把刀，係啦，跟住望一望我呢邊先，再嚟啊，好 ，OK， 係咪可以 ？OK， 我哋試一下。
多謝各位，請各位留步。
好嚟，預備，笑容，好再嚟，我哋多張嘅，笑多啲啊！好嚟，預備，笑。
多謝各位嘉賓。高興今日同埋大家一齊，咁就我係想講下我哋過去嘅歷史，係喺半個世紀以前，當我喺耶魯大學讀書喺嗰個叫做Divinity School of Yale, and I was a student there. And one day I was approached by two people, Parker and Mrs. Wong, and she asked me to start teaching at the Yale Institute of Yale Chinese Language Institute. I agreed and started my Cantonese teaching career at Yale. And that was quite an incidental thing. And then my first student is here. One of my first students is here. The Reverend Raymond WHITEHEAD, 白理明牧師。
And talking about history, we have to go back to prehistory for people as old as we are, I think. And 1960年，我喺耶魯大學開始學講廣東話，所以呢個係50多年前我哋開始嘅。我就嚟到香港係61年1月我哋嗰陣時未有商務學校喺呢度教廣東話，所以林太返嚟香港嘅時候，我哋就請佢教我哋用耶魯大學嘅教法So we were extremely happy to see her in Hong Kong and began to really work on our Cantonese again. 嗰陣時有陣時我出街聽細蚊仔講佢哋話天唔怕地唔怕，只怕鬼佬講廣東話。
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
我们是
韩国人。
韩国人，当然啦，我不是中国人，你是韩国人吗？首先，今天是我刚刚问我的老师，今天是什么日子？其实我们全部很忙的时间嘛，但是今天是特别的一个日子嘛，是中大的研中心的，我的老师以前的老师都在这里，一位是周老师啊，一位是王老师啊，
王老师，这位老师也是。
一位是周老师，你们让我们非常感谢。用这个机会，我们应该要说这句话，我们不能忘记你们教我们普通话。今天金林勇跟郑杜景，没有你们的这样普通话的。这样啊，可能是我们没有这样的声音，没有这样的日子。刚刚我问，今天是50周年是什么意思？周老师说，京剧发音不准，总之今天都是这样。我们是简单的介绍啊，1985年到香港来。那我们差不多27年嘛，那个时候我一句话都不能说普通话，我的太太也是不能说普通话。当时韩国跟北京没有外交关系，那我们很多人到这里来，全部不能做生意，那我们不能过去大陆做香港到这里。开玩笑啊，所以刚刚说，所以呢，我们两夫妻呢，可能是第一批韩国两夫妻在中文大学学普通话的。那用这个，今天这个晚上，我的太太跟我非常高兴，我们见面我们的中大的语言中心，很多后辈嘛，
晚辈吗？
晚辈吗？那我非常骄傲，我以前在中大学过普通话，你们也是跟我们一样，将来一定要骄傲。
骄傲。OK， 我们对我们学校非常骄傲。OK， 我们每次做广告，我们语言中心是在世界上最好的一个语言中心。謝謝你們大家。
咁與此同時咧，我想趁呢個機會咧，都想替大家多謝金先生、金夫人，因為今日佢哋咧贈送咗一啲嘅小禮物俾我哋，係一個精美嘅咖啡杯喎。咁一陣間咧，請各位離席嗰陣時咧，記得喺我哋嘅 visiting counter 嗰度領取你哋嘅禮品。
在这里要特別感謝金先生和金夫人，他們為我們每一個嘉賓都提供了一個小的紀念品。
即係幾多年前，17年前，超過17年前就嚟過香港，96年8月30號，咁即係幾日之後就嚟到中文大學，就開始學廣東話。我嗰陣時係做英國嘅一個外交官，即係英國政府做嘢。咁96年9月去到即係回歸嘅時候，去到97年7月就喺呢度學廣東話。咁跟住去到英國領事館 工作4年。咁嗰段時間咧，其實係好寶貴嘅一段時間，即係唔止係有機會學下啲廣東話，即係有機會認識下香港，認識下好多香港嘅朋友。其實而家有幾個好嘅朋友，包括李博士就係嗰陣時識嘅。咁所以呢個喺中文大學學廣東話係一個好寶貴嘅時段嚟嘅。咁跟住我01離開咗香港，即係冇諗過會翻嚟，其實即係翻去英國做嘢，喺英國倫敦做3年嘢，跟住有機會去翻嚟中國，但唔係翻嚟香港，係去大陸，去重慶。咁去重慶之前，其實我喺香港嘅時候已經開始學埋普通話。咁從這個04年就要說普通話，就是廣東話說比較少一點。然後在重慶工作了3年多一點。這個在重慶工作的這以後，想一想，這我以後應該幹嘛吧？這應該做什麼？我不想回去英國，不想去倫敦工作。我覺得，最好是回來其實我運氣好，就有機會到香港的中文大學的本校就讀一個博士學位。在以前叫東亞研究中心，現在是中國研究中心的 Center for China Studies， 讀了一個博士。讀博士的時候，第一個學期就回到我們的 language center， 就回到火車站的對面，就學一個學期普通話。就包括跟有我的老師在今天也參加，所以我和這個中文大學特別是這個 language center， 就是語言中心，這有很親密的這個關係，就感覺就在這裡學廣東話也學普通話是很寶貴的一個機會。所以今天最後就是最後咧，即係想祝呢個Yale-China Language Center 50週年快樂，謝謝大家。
跟住落嚟，下一位有請河國榮先生。
大家你哋好。我係中意學語言嘅，我中意學語言，因為就可以唔同國家、唔同文化嘅人都可以溝通到咁啊！我記得我哋呢度返學，當年都係有印尼學生、有日本、有韓國，有好多唔同嘅國家。咁你覺得係當你同呢啲人溝通嘅時候，唔係英文嘅喎，即唔係大家都識講英文嘅嘛，而係大家係識講國語。或者係廣東話，咁你就有呢幾個國家嘅人都可以溝通到，個感覺係好特別嘅。我記得我有另外2、3個鬼佬朋友都係講廣東話嘅，咁我哋有時飲茶啦，我哋會講廣東話。咁旁邊啲人見到咪覺得好奇怪，喂，幾個鬼佬啊，做咩係講廣東話都唔講英文嘅？咁我哋中意㗎嘛。語言真係好特別同埋好重要，你溝通到先至有機會做到朋友，先至有機會了解對方。咁但係你學語言亦都係可以係一個好難做嘅事，因為你始終有好多嘢學，你有文化，你有字眼，你有好鬼多嘢要記。咁如果係難學嘅話咧，你冇心機學啦，咁可能你學唔到嘅。咁所以香港亦都係有好多外籍人士、西方人，我中意講鬼佬啊嚇，住咗10幾年、20幾年都係唔識講廣東話，一係就冇心機，一係就冇時間。不過可能咧，始終廣東話係比較難學啲。你要係開心， 學。咁我可以話俾你聽嘅，呢個語言中心各位老師係真係令到你可以開心學到，同埋學到好多嘢嘅。當年我都學咗，我翻嚟都翻咗嚟1年半，學國語，唔係學廣東話。我哋普通話要說普通話，我的普通話沒有那麼好，因為我說得很少。但是那年，我學了2年多，不是，說錯了，1年多。但是真的每天上學的時候很開心，見到我們老師也是很開心，每天都上3個小時，很開心，真的，所以可以學1年多，可以學得很多。在這裡我很感謝，好感激我哋各位老師，多謝。
多謝何先生。跟住落嚟有請林克勤先生。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm CLC. I was a student of Cantonese here in the CLC. I began my course in the beginning of 2008 and finished in December 2009. I remember when I first came here to Hong Kong, everything was new and alien to me. The way of life, the culture, the traditions. I'd never come here before, and I didn't know anything about Hong Kong other than the Hong Kong movies. So since I was also planning to stay here long term, these were big problems that I had to overcome. In order to do that, I first to learn Cantonese. And in this, I really have to thank the CLC. It wasn't just the language lessons, although definitely CLC does a marvelous job of giving its students a good linguistic foundation. The teachers, they taught very dedicatedly and very clearly, but also they never pressured the students beyond what they could not cope with. But they also did not just teach theoretically. They also tried at all times to make students apply their knowledge in practical usage. The students, we didn't just listen and practice. We also were pushed and encouraged to use what we have learned in situations as closely resembling real life as possible. I don't know about Putonghua students, but I know Cantonese students. We all were always very scared of Thursdays because that was when we had to make speeches on Thursdays. Like now, I guess. But thinking back, it's easy to understand it was necessary. So as to enable students to not just know the language, but also to speak it confidently. But again, it's not just learning the new language that gives the CLC's classes its value. At the same time as teaching, CLC's teachers also try their best to introduce to students the cultures and the traditions of Hong Kong and China. During the lessons, CLC's teachers strove at all times to get students to the various aspects of life in Hong Kong, from the practical such as how to get around, how to prepare for Hong Kong's sometimes unpredictable weather, and also how to go to the mainland if one wants to do so. But they also taught they also taught cultural aspects of life in Hong Kong, such as the things that matter to the people of Hong Kong and China, and also the history of Hong Kong and the various past milestones in its past, and also the festival and events that Hong Kong celebrates and remembers, and the meaning and sentiments behind them. So in the end, students didn't just learn how to communicate in Hong Kong, they also learned how to live in Hong Kong. It is that CLC is now celebrating its 50th year in 2013 is a very great milestone. All the more so if it will be able to celebrate its centennial in 2063. I know it's a cliche to say this, but everything is changing now. The weather, the world is changing, the weather is changing, China is changing, the US is changing, Hong Kong of course is changing. And as any other entity, I guess CLC can't be sheltered or isolated from these changes. But I think whether one is a student or an alumni, it is definitely worth it to continue supporting the CLC as an institution. because they have done so much in bringing some very different parts of the world together. I think I hope that CLC will be able to continue its service in building bridges between some different cultures and making the world a bit smaller. Thank you very much.
Just permit me to tell you why I joined the Cantonese course and what benefits I receive from it. Because I think the benefits are very relevant to the students here this evening. Why I joined was easy to explain. I've been in Hong Kong for 34 years and had a basic knowledge of Cantonese taught to me by the government when I was in the police force. But it was very narrow, and sentences such as, "Please get your car off my foot," or "Shut up or I will shoot you," don't go very far in the private sector. But after 8 years in the police, I went into the private sector but stayed in Hong Kong. And sadly, that's when my Cantonese reached a plateau, and quite frankly, like most expatriates, I became lazy and I just communicated in English, as most of the commercial sector did then. So, when I retired, I had some objectives. One was to go to university, because in my day, university wasn't terribly common. I was a complete dum-dum at school. I preferred sport to classroom activities, and so I never went. Secondly, I wanted to bring back to life my spoken Cantonese. It seemed a pity to waste those 2 months I spent with government. And thirdly, I really wanted to learn to read and write. Partly because it's interesting, partly because you can see a lot more of what goes on around you in Hong Kong. And thirdly, as you get a little bit older, it's a very good mental exercise to sit down and try those wretched strokes all over again. So by coming here, I achieved those 3 aims, which was fantastic. But what did I get out of my course? Firstly, my spoken Cantonese improved, or that's what my lecturers told me. And I get much more enjoyment now and a lot more confidence when interacting with the local population. I can talk to my neighbours at home, I can talk to taxi drivers, I can bargain in the market, talk to repairmen. Life really becomes alive when you can speak a bit of the language. Of course, sometimes conversation comes to a grinding halt, and I then realise one of my tones has gone badly wrong, and you get a sort of blank stare, and you think, oh Lord, I better start all over again. Secondly, I made a lot of friends at the university, both amongst the admin staff, the teaching staff, and my fellow students. We had a great course. The teachers were great, they put up with a lot, but we all had a lot of fun on and off campus. And I hope current students do as well. We went to each other's homes. We had barbecues on the beach. We had a complete ball, but we did do a bit of work as well. And 4 years down the road, sadly, a lot of them have left Hong Kong, but I'm still in contact with those that remain. I'm a long-term Hong Kong resident. I'm coming up for my 40th year. I would like to offer some encouragement to you guys who are now in active study. Whether you're here for the long or the short term, learning to converse in either Cantonese or Mandarin, whilst very hard work and very frustrating at times, is really worth the effort. It gives you an insight into Hong Kong which few expatriates have. And many people will be very envious of you. You can have a lot of fun interacting and understanding what's going on around you. You can bargain in the markets, join in activities, and otherwise you'd probably be too shy to join in. Your circle of friends can include locals and expatriates. You'll make mistakes, we all do when we're learning a language, but I beg you, don't be put off. Get on with it, carry on trying. In closing, I'd like to thank the CLC Golden Jubilee team for their hard work in organising this memorable event, which is really very much appreciated. I wish the Yale-China Chinese Language Centre and all its staff every success for their continued fantastic hard work. And for the current students, I wish you all the very best of luck in your endeavours. 多謝晒，謝謝你哋。
咁喺我哋大合唱嘅同時咧，一陣間我哋嘅技術人員咧會播放今日嘅精彩花絮，請大家一面唱歌一面欣賞。
在我们大家唱歌的同时，我们前边会播放今天的一些花絮，所以大家可以一边唱歌一边欣赏这些精彩的照片。
最後，十分感謝大家出席今日嘅雅禮中國語文研習所50週年紀念聚餐。
希望大家在这里度過了一個愉快的夜晚。
50th anniversary gala dinner is now concluded. Thank you very much for coming. We hope you enjoyed your dinner. Many thanks to alumnus Timothy Tim who sponsored the participants. And please pick up your gifts at the welcome table for you.